This morning, we have an update on the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Now, this is the Maryland man wrongfully deported to El Salvador in March. Things got heated on Capitol Hill between Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Van Hollen traveled to El Salvador last month to sit down with Abrego Garcia. And this morning, Melissa Kim gets us up to speed on where the case stands now.
Are you or DHS doing anything to comply with the 9-0 Supreme Court order to facilitate his return to the United States? Just yes or no.
This administration is following all federal court orders.
Madam Secretary, this is a simple question.
The president's prerogative on conversations that happen with the president of El Salvador.
I ask a simple question. We have a limited amount of time.
A heated exchange between Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
Are you taking any action to facilitate his return, or are you not?
This administration is following and complying with all federal court orders to make sure that we.
So you are because the court ordered that you facilitate his return. So you are facilitating his return.
Secretary Noem pushing back on Senator Van Hollen's inquiry and questioning his defense of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland father who was wrongly deported to a prison in El Salvador in March.
Sir, Senator, thank you for the question. But what I would tell you is that we are following court orders and that your advocacy for a known terrorist is alarming to me.
Madam Secretary.
It's alarming to me because he's a human smuggler.
Madam Secretary, I'm going to have to reclaim
and a terrorist, and he's not a U.S. citizen. He's a citizen of El Salvador, and he's home. If he were to come back
Madam
here,
Secretary,
we would take him immediately.
All right, I'm going to have
Senator Van Hollen challenging Noem to make those statements in federal court, since the Trump administration hasn't provided any evidence linking Abrego Garcia to any gangs or terrorist organizations. He says he is simply fighting for the right to due process. Now, there is a fight to get more transparency in his court case. Abrego Garcia's lawyers pushing the court to release documents. But the Trump administration has invoked the state secrets privilege, which is pretty rare, protecting those documents. A hearing on that is scheduled for a week from today. In the studio, I'm Melissa Kim at WSA 9 Wisdom. Back over to you.
All right.